good night, wherever you are watching me from, right? I'm so excited to be here again, um, interviewing two amazing personalities from Africa, Nigeria, and these two amazing people, they are doing amazingly well. They're a typical example of what you call success in Africa. So today I have with me Chinedu and I have Aderonke again with me here at the studio, joining us from Nigeria. Today, sharing their success story, their journey to greatness with us tonight. So, if you are watching in any part of the world, UK, US, Canada, South Africa, Nigeria, or any part of the world you're watching from, I've got two amazing, incredible people from Africa who are making waves. Wow, we have HR professional Aderonke Salami all the way from Nigeria, and I have Chinedu Junior again all the way from Nigeria. How are you guys feeling this evening?
Aderonke, go
Very,
first.
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me, Philip. It's such an amazing to be. It's just great to be here, actually.
Well, and I must say that I am very proud, really proud of what you guys are doing in Nigeria with all the news coming from Africa, especially Nigeria, that we still have
Mm.
amazing people, amazing, intelligent people of integrity who are doing great and fantastic stuff in Nigeria. I mean, I don't okay, let me start with the USA child person and the recruitment. Just give us a bit of introduction of yourself, Aderonke.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Aderonke Salami. I'm the lead consultant and founder of Unicorn HR Consulting, where we literally bridge the gap between employers and employees, just making sure that everyone knows you know um, how to offer their values in such a way that everyone gets a piece of the pie, literally. Unicorn HR has been doing great, and it's just exciting to be here to be able to share that experience with everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that introduction. And now let me come back to you to Chinedu Junior. Now I know people know you quite well in Nigeria, and we want to make this bigger, even across the world, as well as Sadurika. Chinedu, give us a bit of introduction of yourself.
um, Thank you once again, Philip. It's good to be here. And hi, Aderonke, and everyone
Hi.
watching as well. It's great to be here. When people ask me what do I do, even my mom do ask me, like, you sit in front of the computer every day. And when people see you sitting in front of the computer, they know you are they don't believe you are working. They believe you are doing
Absolutely.
the other one. So,
Mhm.
so my mom is like, "What do you do?" Then I said, "Mom, I do copywriting." My mom said, "What is copywriting? What the hell is copywriting?" I said, "How can I break it down for this woman?" I said, "Okay, Mom, listen. You see people that go on the road for banks and say, open account with our bank. You can open savings." I said, "You've seen people like that?" Yeah, she said, "Yeah, graduates. You see them roaming the street and telling people to open an account with their bank." I said, "Now, the online version of it, but not open an account with our bank. Mine is this person is selling this, buy it, and I'm finding ways to interpret it to the audience to make the audience read, believe, trust, and want to get more." I said, "That's my job. I can call myself, I'm trying to help people sell their products, services to the audience." I said, "So that's what I do when I sit in front of the computer. I'm creating messages that can align with people, irrespective of their background or wherever they are." So that's what I do for companies. I've had opportunity to work with some companies out there. I'm currently working with Matt Young Media in the United States. So that's what we do, basically trying to build brand for all our clients. So that's how I can explain my role to people watching who might be wondering. A lot of people sometimes wonder what's copywriting. The first time I heard, I thought it was this copyright to copyright something. That was the first thing I thought too. So people still ask, what is copywriting? Is it like copyright? So I think people can understand what I do now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very very incredible. And as I said earlier, Chinedu and Aderonke, every time we look, because the news that we get from Africa over here is that the youth in Nigeria, they are this, they are that, especially when the president said the youth are lazy and things like that. So we, we here get kind of a different flavor of what view of what Nigerians youth. I mean, I came to Nigeria for the first time. That was in 20 years last year in February, and things. I felt that things haven't changed much. Um, um, but when I started seeing people like yourself and Chinedu, you're doing great stuff on LinkedIn, and you're making great things for yourself. And I thought it's not that really bad. So, and I want to, because one of the things I want to do on this show is to correct the notion that African youth, Nigerian youth are lazy. Number one. Number two, and I want you to share your journey with the audience, those who are watching, because so many people think it's not possible. Oh, they're lying. They're not telling us something. Is they're hiding something. Now, and let me go to Aderonke. How did you start? What prompted you into this HR role?
Okay, thank you for that. So just just to buttress what you said, right? There's always that notion, really, that Nigerian youths are actually lazy, but like you mentioned, it's so far from it. When you see a lot of young people, they do a lot of great stuff, especially in tech industry. You see so many amazing, you know, talented people in that industry. So what made me start? My journey has been a while, to be honest. And when I share it, people kind of wonder when I say that I started working at the age of 16. Um, uh, that's one of the things that my parents, at the time, instilled in us, that, instead of sitting at home, you have to find something to do. And that took me down, many years later, when I decided to, leave my work. It was, I don't like to share this. I don't like to say the word, but permit me to say it. It was a toxic environment, and I decided to leave. And once I decided to leave, the next thing was what next. And
Wow.
at that time, um, luckily for me, in my earlier years, I built a relationship with one of my mentors, and at that period, it was like, she. It was like she knew something was going on. She just called and said, "Oh, I'm having an issue with my office. I mean, with my business. She went out to share her problem with me, and we had a chat about it. And I gave her solutions immediately, and she was like, "Okay, this is something you can do. Why don't you do it for my company?" And that was exactly how I started. What really took the ground off running was I had done a recruitment process for her, and when I used to hear, even though I had the experience, but this was my experience was based on the fact that I was working with an organization,
Yeah.
um, over time. But this was my own personal experience, and my personal experience led me to understand that there was really a huge, and when I mean huge, a very huge gap in the recruitment system. I mean, in the whole recruitment world, where a lot of people actually have the right, the right value. They have potential. They have everything it takes to get the job done. But then there's the other side, where you have employers saying, "Oh, we're not getting the right talent. We're not getting the right people." There's a lot of, we're having regroom and regroom. And when I took on that job at that time, I realized that out of the number of people that decided to apply for the role, I can categorically tell you that it was just less than 10% that were even actually qualified. And it was quite kind of heartbreaking for me. And I made that decision that I would try my best as much as possible to share, to help, to improve, as many people as I can at the time. And it's been a huge and daunting task, to be honest, because trust me, so my DMs go crazy on a daily basis. Um, and one of the things, the funny thing is, I realized that there's so many people that are actually in my shoes, try to help as many people, but we see that there's still, that gap isn't closing as much as we want it to close.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Um, but so that's the foundation of Unicorn HR Consulting, right? Um, trying to get um, people to understand that you have value, you know what it takes. You just need the right, you need the right tools, you need the right opportunities, you need the right systems, you even need the right strategy. And with that, we also created, what we call Unicorn HR Circle. It's a small community for young professionals who are willing to um, take that angle and say, okay, yes, I'm ready to move forward, I'm ready to grow, I'm ready to learn. So far, so good. We've had over 400 people. I can't, to be honest, I can't put a number to it because some people are coming in, some people are leaving, and some people are coming in, some people are leaving. As soon as they get, you know how it is. As soon as people get what they need, they feel,
yeah.
have to graduate to the next level, and
Yeah.
that has been the journey so far for me,
Wow,
actually.
wow, wow. That was a very, very incredible journey, Aderonke. And I like the fact that you took the bold step to step out there. We gonna talk about that taking a bold step in a minute, because I think majority of people everywhere are are very scared of taking that first step, isn't it? Am I right? Because I saw two of you at the same, likewise myself. If you don't take that first step, that baby step, nothing is going to happen. And I'm going to go to Chinedu now. Chinedu, I want you to so we've heard from Aderonke how she actually started. Now, Chinedu, tell us, how did you start? What prompted you into that role?
Thank you. It was nice hearing from Aderonke. That was
Yeah,
inspiring. Mine has been like a roller coaster,
right,
when it all started back then in 2016. But before then, I always have the flair for writing. I love writing. I'm the shy type. When I tell people I'm the shy type, writing actually helped me to become that bold.
right,
Before I was the shy type. I don't talk. I could be in my room from morning till the next day. And my
wow.
mom is always like, this guy can just sit in there and you wouldn't even know he's at home.
Yeah,
But I love to express myself through writing. you know. Back then, growing up, I would prefer to write to a lady than to stand in front of her and talk to her. I would prefer to exchange text. So I'm that type of person. So coming out of school and after my NYC that we are mandated to do for 1 year, then
yeah,
I'm asking myself, what next for me? It's everyone's dream. Like, hey, I want to wear the white and green.
yeah,
And what once it's the last month, then you're asking yourself, last month to end the service. You said, oh, okay, I'm collecting my last salary today, my last alawi. It's actually alawi, we call it allowance. So then I'm getting my last allowance. I was thinking that day, I said, what next? Then I started to reflect. I have some brothers in the neighborhood. They've been out of their NYSC for about 4 or 5 years, no job.
wow, wow,
And they're sitting
wow.
there. So we have so many of them. It's now the story in the country that
The
once you're out
norms.
of school, you
Yeah,
know, people will tell you, your uncle will tell you, give me your CV, send me your this, send me your that, and you'll be expecting a call from somewhere which will never come.
absolutely.
Yes.
So I was in that situation. My uncle said, package your CV, send it to me. I sat down, I typed everything I could write. I am hardworking, I am diligent, I am this, I am that, I am that, I am god fearing. I am God-fearing. I put everything there, gave it to him and told my friends, dude, man, My uncle, his wife works in Chevron. I'm going to get a job there, So it got to a point I wasn't getting any signal.
Wow.
So I became disappointed. My friends were like, "Guy, what's happening? No Chevron?" I said, I said, I said, calm down, calm down. It will come at some point. Don't worry. So when I realized, I was texting my uncle, like, yo, uncle, what's up? He was reading and not responding. That's when
Wow.
you know when to draw the line. Like, it seems I'm disturbing
Absolutely.
this person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so
Yeah.
I was so heartbroken. Like, what can I do?
Wow.
Then I got online. I started applying for every available jobs. I would type job openings. Whether I am fit for it or not, I will apply. Whether it is
Wow.
senior, it is mid or junior or
Junior.
entry, I will apply for everything. Then I will get to support. They will ask me if I have PhD. I said, "What is PhD again?"
Bleach.
I realized I wasn't actually qualified for the role. So I was just doing everything, confused, lost. Maybe if I had met Aderonke there, she would have helped me. I was completely
Wow.
lost. I was
Wow.
doing it out of frustration. I have this beautiful girlfriend then, and she was like, if I don't start making money, the family were like, you want to stay with this broke guy who's not doing anything. So that was pushing me. I wanted to get something doing immediately. I was almost done with
Wow.
my NYC. Then I was getting lots of job interviews in Lagos. I would travel. I reside in Ibadan. I would go to Lagos almost every 3 times in a week. Then you get there, realize they're even trying to sell to you all this GNLD stuff.
Yeah.
So I
Mm,
got
Yeah.
frustrated. There was one, I was almost into the job. Then I didn't hear from them again. So I was
Mm.
going home that day crying in the bus, like, what kind of life is this? Now I'm beginning to experience this thing these brothers have been going through.
Wow.
And I don't want to be like,
Wow.
I don't want to be that of guy who's going to sit with their mom and still
Yeah.
eat. If the mom says no food, then no food. You
Wow.
can't do anything. That was the situation. Because my
Wow.
mom, she needs all the help. She needed that
Absolutely.
help at that point because she has single-handedly raised 5 of us. And she's gotten to
Wow.
that point where she
mm,
can't do it again. And
Absolutely.
we need to step up. And I look around me, I look at my
Mm.
siblings, and nothing is happening. All of us, we are trying to do everything
Mm.
possible. So
Yeah.
I was like, I love writing. Can I
Wow.
make money from writing? Impossible. It's never possible. That's me. Because I've been writing from the days of Facebook. I used to write stories on Facebook. And
Yeah.
one day an actor read the story I wrote, this popular actor, then he liked it. Then he sent me a message and said, I love the story. Keep it up. But that's not what I need. That's not what I need to eat.
mm,
I don't need people telling me good job, great job, great. That's not
mm,
going to pay my bills. How do I start making money? Because I was already tired of applying for jobs. At that point, I was tired. I said, I don't want to apply again. So I have this friend in Colorado University, my friend, he was doing his MSc. So I said, dude, help me. Help me. How can I go to America? Maybe I'll
Wow.
get a job or make money there. That was what, like most youth now, we all
Yeah.
just believe we want to
Absolutely.
relocate and you don't even
Yes.
look at it if it aligns with your own journey.
Absolutely.
So this
Yeah.
guy started explaining some things to me about traveling abroad. He said he regretted it. I said, let me go there and regret too. He said, dude, it's not he said, it's not what you think, man. I said, bro, I'm dying here. I need
Wow.
to make something happen. I said, listen, my mom just asked me money for Gary. I don't even have. I just have to
Wow.
lie to her, like, mom, know,
Wow.
let me just go out now and get something. I just ran away. And I didn't come back.
Wow.
So I said, I don't want that kind of lifestyle. I said, how can you
Mm.
help me? The guy said, if you are struggling in Nigeria, what's the assurance you won't struggle here?
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
said, what do you mean? He said, yeah, remember, he said he was working before he relocated, that the money is not even enough for him over there. He started to tell me
Wow.
things he has been doing. Washing, cook. I said, what? Really? He said, it's not here, man. He said, but you have a talent. Back then in school, you used
Wow.
to write. You can make money from it. I said, that's not possible. Make money from writing. He
Wow.
said he doesn't know, but he knows people make money from writing. I said, please find out for me. So I typed
Wow.
online, how can I make money from writing? That's when I saw copywriting. I said, what's copywriting? Is it
Wow.
copyright or what? I started to read. But I just had no clear. I read something. A guy said, if you want to make money from writing, just start.
mm,
Wow.
Get on any social media platform,
Just
Name yourself a writer or whatever you want people to reach out to you.
Wow.
Start writing. So I got on. Now I found LinkedIn. I said, okay, LinkedIn is a professional platform.
Yeah.
People go there for jobs. So I believe if I can write, so this was my thinking, my perception was, if I can get on LinkedIn, write, and connect to all the HR, one of them will give me a job.
Wow.
So I got on LinkedIn.
I love
Every
this
day,
story.
every day I will send about 50 connection requests to only HRs. HRs in Nigeria, I will send to them. Once they accept my message, I will pitch them straight. Hello, Aderonke. Thanks for connecting with me. I am Chinedu, and this, I am that, I have this, I have that. Please, I am looking for a job. Help me out. The ones that are not nice will disconnect from me immediately. I'll notice they've disconnected. Some will block me, and some will reply me, you can't get a job like this.
Wow.
This is how to get a job. Then they started to teach me some things. So along the line, I said, these people are rude. They're not even helping matter. So I stopped
Wow.
sending connections to them. I was just writing. Then one day a guy reached out to me. So I love the way you write. I said, thank you. He said, can we talk? I said, sure. He sent me, he said, WhatsApp, Skype, anyone. I said, anyone is fine. So we got on WhatsApp, we talked.
Wow.
He said, I see you have this raw talent. I can help you, shape you up. I hope you don't mind working for my company. I was like, yes, I don't mind. But deep in me, I'm like, that's not what I want to hear. How much would you pay me? Deep down inside of me, I was like, how much you got to pay? But I don't want to be too forward to say, how much you gonna pay me?
The bottom line, isn't it?
I was like, thank you. Then he said, you know what? I'm gonna pay you $200 every week. I said, what? I said, thank you.
Wow.
I said, sure. He said, how can I pay you? I said, I don't know, Western Union, PayPal, anyone. He said, send me your details. I quickly sent it. Before you know, he gave me the code. I said, yeah, I said $200. Go cash it out.
Wow.
Wow. Then I called my friend. I said, dude, I made it. Someone employed me, offered me 200. I said, you're a fool. You could have negotiated. I said, negotiated?
I love this.
I said, you are the fool, because I said, remember, I've been going for interviews for jobs in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Widely less than $200. Then someone is offering me $200 per week. He said, I should negotiate. Leave it. It's fine by me that way. So that was what opened my eyes to see I don't really need to look for a job. I just need to create something that I can offer and position myself. So that changed my
everything.
Wow.
And since 17, I stopped looking for a job and I was positioning myself. And here we are today. It's just, I will call it a miracle, because I myself am shocked about the journey so far. I'm really shocked.
Well, I tell you something, because we want our viewers to learn something. In terms of desperation, there's something there for you that is about to be birthed. That is something, that's a talent there. I believe in Bible. Bible said that a man's gift makes way for him. I believe that every single person that's born on this planet has a talent, and I'm going to tally that add that to what Aderonke said about taking the bold step. Now, because one of the things about this show is about helping people, other people who are so desperate. People, because this is a time that everyone is so desperate for one thing or the other, and the people will do anything to get money. Knowing that they actually have the talent, they have everything right there. Instead of writing to uncle or doing some funny stuff, because I watch a lot of trick in Nigeria. I mean, prank you call it in Nigeria, where a lot of ladies are so desperate that they will give their undies and stuff for the money. Whereas you can use your talent to even make more money. Because this is what we want to get across to the people, to look at people like yourself, Aderonke and Chinedu, to say how you have turn things around, because people might even think that moving all over to the UK or the US, that it will be like it will be money on the street. It's not like that. You have in the UK or US, you can have everything, but you must be willing to pay for it.
Yes.
Uh, in the over here, now Nigeria, you can start a business anywhere. Nobody's going to run after you. It doesn't work like that in the UK. You need to have a license. You have to be registered. You will go through procedures, training. Now, you cannot like in Nigeria where you can just set up, stay in a corner, and just start selling something. Nobody's going to check you. It does not happen like that in these countries. Everything has to be checked properly before you sell your property and all that. And say I want to travel abroad. Why don't you look at these two people? Uh, and so what they had a talent and they're making use of that talent. And that is what we want people to learn that where you are, you can start with what you have and where you are. Honestly, you can start with what you have and from where you are. And I'm so grateful because sometimes when you speak to people from here, they think it doesn't know what is happening. I was in Nigeria too. I grew up in Nigeria too. I wasn't born here. I came here, I think, 21 years ago now. Okay.
Mhm.
But even if I didn't come to the UK, I would have still made it because I was selling something. Even though I was small. Before I went to union, I was selling something. So what we want people to understand that there's a gift inside of you. You just have to take that bold step. And I want you, if you're watching us anywhere you're watching, you can connect with Chinedu, you can connect with Aderonke. These are fantastic people who are making things happen. They're just making things happen themselves. So let me just ask you, so when you started and things start, it obviously initially, as you said, it wasn't straight away because that's one other thing we need to deal with. Because people think now I'm watching Chinedu, I'm watching Aderonke, they want to start again today. They want to start making money straight away. Now I want you to comment on that. Can you start now and start
Okay.
making money and be like Aderonke or be like Chinedu? Can you do that now? Please tell
Okay.
us.
Let me give let me share my own personal experience, right?
Yeah,
So when I first started, right, I mentioned that it was a mentor turned sister that decided to take me on first, right?
yeah,
So you know that typically when that kind of thing happens, you just feel like, I've hit the ground running.
yeah.
But clients are going to be coming left, right, center. Oh my god, that was the case. So when that happened, I shared my experience. I started talking to people. I started share, especially just like Chinedu mentioned. I found LinkedIn. I knew LinkedIn. I had joined LinkedIn earlier, but I wasn't as active. I'm not such a social media person until this whole uh, until say 2019 and everything just went haywire. But
Right.
typically, just like Chinedu said, I'm very shy, but you can rarely tell except you meet me in person, right? But on social media, I love to write, just like Chinedu. I have, aside from I want to say aside, as part of the HR consulting, one of the things we do is writing as well. But our stuff is mainly with academics and things like
Right.
that,
Yeah.
you know. And so initially, when I first started, it was hit the ground running. No, that wasn't the case. It took me, to be very honest, it took me another year before I could make, um, you know, a naira. Let me just put it like that. But I wasn't relenting, right? The reason why
Yeah.
I wasn't relenting was this was something. As much as people tell you that go after your passion, I
Yeah.
know that your passion isn't always something that provides food to the table if you don't
Yeah.
put the right strategies,
In place.
to back it up.
Yeah.
But I had made up my mind that, someone had seen a potential in me and I needed to find that potential, groom it, and make it work. If it fails along the way, I'm actually fine. I can always go back to the 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to explore that route and see that, okay, um, I've seen a problem and I want to be a part of the solution. I may not be the solution, but I wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
And the initial, stages, the initial year was truly rough, very, very rough.
Yeah.
Some days I'll just wake up, I'm like, am I sure this is what I really want to do? And I had to encourage myself. Why? Because I knew that deep down, and there's no lie with people who say that, um, along the way you might have what you call what's that word now? I'm looking for the word. Um, when you say that you're not very sure about you know you being able to do this,
Yeah.
are you sure that this is what you are
The
meant to
right thing.
do? Or
Yes.
so I had all of those things, you know.
Challenges.
Yes, but I'm the kind of person that if you give me a challenge, I don't want to tell you no. And this came from experience. I'm sure anybody who's following me would have seen a video I made recently about um, um, what's it called, McKinsey Forward Program, where I was
Yeah.
sharing. Most people didn't know that it was an actual, real life experience. It just felt like, oh, it's because she's influencing for this person. That's why she just came up with a story. No, at the point, I remember clearly when I first started working, I was working with a very popular banker at that time. She was big at the time, and I remember her telling me something. She's like, I don't know how I'm going to communicate with you. You're here. And I mean, I'm here, and you're here, you're at the bottom. So the in between, I don't know how it's going to happen, but well, we'll make it work. And I remember her telling me something one time, and she said, Ronke, I am not paying you for your legs, I am paying you for your brain. And I didn't take offense. Do you know why I didn't take offense?
Yeah.
Because she was actually being truthful. Why? She wanted me to apply myself.
Right.
And that's something that I can't. So these days I find it hard when people tell, like I tell someone to do something and they say, I don't know what to do about it. And I'm like thinking in my mind, I'm like, there's so much information out there. Just go and find out first. Then come back and
Absolutely.
I'll say, oh, I don't know how to do. And so, at the period, it was challenging, but I needed to learn. Just like what Chinedu said, he went on reading. I went on reading. I went attending, webinars, just so I get a grasp of
Yeah.
how to start, how to move, how to navigate, what strategies I need to put in place,
Yes.
and all of those things. And that has been, and I haven't stopped, to be very honest. I haven't stopped. I'm always constantly wanting to learn. Luckily for me, I'm in the academic field as well, writing, so it helps my mind. I'm learning new things and, on a consistent basis. So the initial stages will be rough. Anybody who tells you that
Absolutely.
it is going to be
Absolutely.
easy is lying to you. But the truth is, if you have decided that this is what you want to do, if you've
Yeah.
decided that
Persistent.
this is the pathway that you want to move, you need to find how best to navigate. Like, just so that it doesn't sound like I'm flogging the boat, you
Yeah.
need to be able to stick on that path.
Be
This is
consistent
how I
and
want.
persistent.
And
Yes.
that's it, basically. So so the initial stages rough.
Abs- that's the part. That's the clarification I wanted to get, and I wanted to get that across because so many people just think that as soon as you start eating the ground running, and they start making the money, they start sending you checks, start making and all that. So because, Rome was not built in a day, and I think
Right.
that notion need to be corrected. That listen, in fact, you can see Chinedu is telling you that he's making this now, and Aderonke is saying that, and then you want to start today and start getting the checks. It doesn't just happen. I mean, I work I work for a company in the UK, national organization in the UK, as one of the managers. Apart from the fact I do this work, and when I come across black people and they look at you and thinking, "Oh, why are you doing well?" Wow, I think well, this is a 20 years journey. It didn't just happen overnight. This came as a result of resilience, persistency, hard work, refusing to leave the stage, just consistent and constantly giving it. Many people will try, as you said, they try, and they leave it. And if you keep trying something, because the time you're leaving it, that is even the time of maturity, is growing. And at the time of planting, you don't see anything. And until when things begin to go, because it takes time for people to know who you are, create awareness, getting people to read your post. For example, that Chinedu was writing, and somebody saw it, but so many people just want to get it done. So tell us, I want people to learn from you. What, if you can, what are the challenges that you faced at the early stage, Chinedu, and how did you overcome it? I know you've said it before, but what are those challenges at early? You finish university, things were not coming for. What are the challenges, and how did you overcome it?
Thank you. Writing is a tricky game. It's a
Mm,
tricky game because you have so many people into it. Just get on LinkedIn and type copywriters, or just type anything writing, and it's going to bring you millions of people in it. So
Yeah,
that shows it's a highly competitive market. So when I started back then, I wasn't even good at writing, to be honest with you.
yeah,
When I saw what I was writing back then and now, I was like, yeah, growth has really occurred. I said, I can't
yeah.
believe I put this nonsense out back then, you know. So when I started, then I was fighting for one thing, being a Nigerian. There was a time I was chatting some guys up. They were looking for someone they want to contract. So while we were having that discussion, they were not so sure I'm from Nigeria. So they were thinking, they didn't check actually. So when the conversation got deeper, and they were like, "Where are you? Are you based in the US so we can meet for a coffee chat?" I was like, "Coffee chat?" I said, "Nah." I was like, "Nah, I'm in Nigeria." The guy said, "Oh, you're in Nigeria?" I said, "Yes." "Oh, you mean you live in Nigeria right now?" I said, "Yes." "Oh, okay, we'll get back to you." And that was it.
Wow,
I wouldn't say
wow.
they were being racist. Maybe the
Yeah,
requirement, maybe the requirement for the role, they need someone that will be present if they want to meet. So I wouldn't call them racist. Those are one of the challenges that I face. Then challenges of getting paid. Some of them want to pay you through PayPal, via PayPal, and my country does not allow us to use PayPal. We've been,
mm,
blacklisted. I
okay.
don't know for what reason. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if
Oh,
you
you
are, if you
don't
are,
use people in Nigeria.
Oh yes, we don't have PayPal in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
That's error.
if
The
I
funny
tell you
thing,
how I get paid, I go through third parties, and
yeah.
going through third parties, you're gonna lose some money to
Mhm.
charges, and for the person to take it out and send to you, you lose more charges again.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's like you're paying tax in a country you don't live. You know.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So one of the challenges, the payment method, most people believe in PayPal because if they sense any fraudulent, they can easily run
Track it.
PayPal and get their
Oh,
money back.
Yeah.
So that's another challenge. Then the main challenge is how to get the clients coming. I used to tell people this business, if you're going into writing because you want to, there's something we call MMM. I don't know if you heard about the MMM thing in Nigeria back then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
If you're trying to get rich quick in this game, I'll tell you, it's not for you.
oh,
It's not for it's not for you, because a lot of people come to me. They want to learn writing. They
Yeah.
want to learn writing, how to make money. The moment you tell me your goal is you want to make money, I look at
Money.
how desperate you are. If
Yes.
I realize that you're so desperate, I'm not going to take you to teach you,
Wow.
because we are going to fight along the line. Because you expect that the
Absolutely.
matter I'm teaching you that you should be making money. Now, this is what I tell you. This thing you can decide it. You can start today and make money today.
Right.
I've coached someone like that. The first week the person made money. So I don't get used to this method. That's not
Absolutely.
the goal. I
Yeah.
said if you want to continue in this game, you want to be in it for the long run, work on
Yeah.
something. Let people know you for something. That's some
Absolutely.
guy. I tell if there are some guys online you've not met with them, but if you mention HR, if they ask me to bring 5 HR, I'm going to think of Aderonke, I'm going to think of Eche, I'm going to think of Ihekwoaba. These are people I've not met with some of them, but when you say
Wow.
HR, their name rings. Like,
Right.
okay, this name rings, that name rings.
Yeah.
The name, it keeps coming. Why? Because they are known for something, and that's how you
Absolutely.
can get opportunity in this game. If we are talking about storytellers, I can think of Sheun or Debami. Tell fantastic, he tells fantastic stories, and
Wow.
you get the message. I can
Wow.
think of Kolade. These guys can tell stories, and you get. So if someone reach out to me and said, "Please, I need a storyteller to help me with my product," I just say, "Go to Sheun." Why? Because he's known for something. So when
Wow.
I tell people
Wow.
the challenges you will face, yeah, when you start, it will not work that. Don't forget the things you read about us. It's just like our whole life in a summary.
Right.
That's why I tell
Exactly.
people, when you read about their story and like, I'm motivated to do this thing. Now, it could be a 5 year story summarized
Mm.
Yeah.
in 10 sentences.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely.
But one thing that I tell you that if you follow this blueprint, you will have problem. Be
Wow.
known for something.
Wow.
Be known for a particular problem that if this person is looking for the solution, be good at that. If that's the only thing know how to do it in different ways. If you're a mechanic, you can fix a car. Maybe you can fix the car engine. Know how to fix different car engine. Don't be specific on Toyota. And if you want to be specific on Toyota, know
Yeah.
everything about Toyota engine.
Absolutely.
You'll be
Absolutely.
surprised how people will refer you. They'll be like, go to this. Someone was telling me if you need this mechanic is good at this, go to this place. The guy is so good at this particular brand. Then I was surprised. He wasn't there, but they were telling me to go there.
Right.
So same thing with this game, and which a lot of people do not understand. That's why they cannot keep up because the challenges will be there. I'll tell them
Yes.
once you make money every month. I had to learn this in a very hard way. When I started there, the
Mm.
money was coming and I was spending, I was spending, I was spending. When it comes, I'll buy whatever I want, I'll get whatever I want. Then December period, I realized that a lot of people used to go on vacation with their family, so they don't spend on stuff.
Yeah.
They call it a quit till next year. And I've spent all the money
Yeah.
that I have, and I was planning a very huge December for myself and my family. I already told my mom like it's gonna be an awesome Christmas. Then no money. What's happening? No one is asking me for anything.
Yeah.
All the people I'm working with, they just tell me,
Yeah.
you know what, we meet in January. I said, January? Ha, with just 10,000 naira in my account? Ha, how am I gonna survive? I had to learn that lesson. Then I realized if
Wow.
you're a freelancer, you're working for yourself, you're working online, once you make
Yeah.
money, you first break that money for the next 3 months. Like, how will I spend this particular money for the next three
Wow.
months?
Wow.
In case I do not get anything, but it cannot be so bad that you won't get anything in the next 3 months.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that was the tactics I had to learn. Like, okay, once I
Wow.
get the first money, I break it to the next 3 months. If I get
Wow.
another one, next 6 months. So if I could cover the year, then I can start spending anything that comes because I know I've already secured
Yeah.
the year. These are the challenges that you face. The gigs will
Wow.
come and at some point it will stop. But the main thing is for you not to have issues getting clients. We have 12 months, we have 52 weeks. As
Yeah.
a freelancer, you can get so many clients in a week and you can get none in another week. But one thing
Yeah.
is certain, build yourself for something that you will be known for. And that's what
Wow.
people reach out to me. They will reach out to me and say, hey, guy, there's this gig. I want us to work on it. How did they know that I'm good at it? It's because I've actually positioned myself.
Master it.
I've
Yeah.
made name for myself. So that's why I tell people, if you can work on these things, then the rest is easy.
Wow, thank you so much, Chidi, about that word positioning. Well, I know positioning is a very big, it's actually a big word in the business world because company try to reposition themselves, position themselves in different ways, maybe in terms of focus, in terms of pricing, in terms of strategic. So everyone is trying to project themselves and position themselves in a way that it can be reached. So, and as I say, I like what you say about positioning yourself, be known for something. One thing I've learned in this country is, I mean, I grew up in Nigeria. You see, a shop is opening, and in that shop, they selling non-complementary goods. Uh, uh, Things are not really complementary. But here, if you're dealing with chairs, TV, that's one thing that people know. So when they type in, "I'm looking for TV," they know where to go. And it's just about positioning yourself, be known for something, just one thing, and then because you become a professional in that field. Honest people know you, and like in economics, it's called division of labor, where things are breaking down into pieces. So when you begin to focus on a particular task, you become a master of that. But when you are jack of all trades, then you become a master of none. Like for example, now if I need an HR in the UK, I know I do it because that's what you do. If I talk about about copywriter, I know Chinedu is there. So people need to know, they need to stand and position themselves for something. I mean, something you just know that this guy, this lady, this is what he does. So, what would you say to youth who are just graduating from university and the jobs are not coming forth? What would you let me ask Aderonke, what would be your advice to youth? And I come to children as well. What would you say to the youth graduate who are just coming off from university and hoping there'll be job and there is no job? What would you say to them?
So the first thing I'll say is that remove the notion that there is no job.
Yeah.
I think that's where usually the problem lies, right? Once you have that mindset of, oh, there's no job, I've heard that there's no job, you're working with that kind of mindset. So please, that's the first thing you want to do. Remove that from your
Mm.
mind. Secondly, you need to do a lot of research. Nothing comes easy. Nothing comes, on a platter of gold, except you're Dangote's daughter or son. Except you're any of those. Nothing comes easy.
Oh, maybe she's having network issue.
Yeah, it's the network issues. So we just trying to talk about the what should people do, and I think Aderonke was trying to say that number one, you need to forget take away, forget about this mindset. There are no job.
Mhm.
There are jobs out there. So Chinedu, what would you say to? I mean, from two different perspectives. So what would you say from your back, from where you've come from? What would you
Yeah.
say to graduate who are just coming now to the job
Um,
market?
what I even tell them is, first thing I will tell them is, congratulations, you are very lucky. When I say that, a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. When I was talking to youth in my church one day, I said, "You guys are lucky." I said, "No." I said, "Because we are in the we are in the tech era.
Mm,
Unlike back then, tech is more popular now,
yeah,
and you have what you need, but some of you do not even know that you have it. So you give excuses like, I need a laptop. When I started, I don't have an iPhone, no laptop. I was using a crappy Techno W4. The screen is broken, it could hang. We could be talking now, you know, I would just hang. I was talking to a client one day and the phone just went blank like that.
wow,
And we were discussing. I said, Jesus, what's this? So I had to replace it, you know. So what I'm going to say to them is, congratulations, you're lucky because you're in the era where you can see a graduate that already has an iPhone, has a
yeah,
laptop. But some of them will even mandate it to their parents and say, hey mom, I need a laptop to write my project. So you have the tools already. No excuses. Data are no longer expensive like before. Back then it was
yeah,
expensive.
yeah,
Now you can buy 2 days, 3 days. Once you have the data, so I say to them, congratulations. So if you have a phone, you have data, you have a laptop, and you're still looking for a job, you're a youth, a graduate, and you're blaming the government, you're blaming your parents that they are not rich, so they are the one that didn't connect you. Because I also said the same thing back then, like, mom, if you were rich, you would have you'd have connected me with someone.
yeah,
But if you're also playing that type of game, then you are a
Yeah.
loser
Yeah.
because you have the word.
At your
You are
fingertip.
fine in the UK.
Yeah.
Adebayo somewhere. I am Aderonke somewhere. Is it in Lagos or where? Nah, I don't know
Lagos.
where she is. Okay,
Lagos,
okay.
yes,
I'm
in
in
Lagos, yeah. Ibadan.
I'm in Ibadan. Look at just a small world. All of us we are
Yeah.
here together.
Yes.
That's to tell you
Yes.
that this thing is powerful that we have. This is a
Absolutely.
powerful tool. So if you don't
Yeah.
have a laptop, start with your phone.
Absolutely.
You
I
know,
love
you
that.
have a phone. Well, if you don't
Yeah.
have a laptop, start with the. So a guy was telling me, my child, a youth, I don't have a laptop. I said, you don't need a laptop. I said, I started with my a phone.
Yeah.
I got my first car with that same phone. I used that phone to buy like 4 or 5 more phones. So you
Wow.
have a
Wow.
phone, start with your phone. And
Absolutely.
now learn digital skills. I think that's
Wow.
what we should implement in the university curriculum. If
Yeah.
they can scrap away the entrepreneurship that we are doing and replace it with tech,
Mm.
if people can acquire digital skills, life will be so easy. Before you graduate, you're already making money.
Yeah.
As far as I don't want it to be all about money, but
Mm.
we know that without money, we can't be here talking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, so learn digital skills. If you're a graduate from your final year, start learning it. If you're in your NYC, start learning it so that you can start building yourself up. There are jobs. That's the truth. I have
Absolutely.
people have reached out to me this year, asked me if I know anyone that can occupy a position
Wow.
in their
Wow.
organization. Then I said to
Wow.
myself, people say there are no jobs, but what is this?
Yeah.
I said there are no jobs. No, just write. I don't have employable skills.
Absolutely.
So instead of saying there are no jobs, when someone tell me there are no jobs, I say no, cross it. Put
Absolutely.
I don't have employable
Employable
skills.
skills.
Yeah,
I
I may
love that.
sound blunt. I may sound blunt
I
because I
love
want
that.
to push you. I want you to be
Yes.
angry. I want if you
Yes.
are angry, then you will think. When you think, you will take this action.
Yeah.
So no employable skills. Because if you go out there, if you can write, if you can do graphic, if you can do video editing, if you can code, name it and get on social media instead of reading about whiskey, the video good. They have amazing careers, they have amazing careers. I love them, I admire them, they are doing well. So instead of spending your time, your data watching Netflix from morning till night and complaining there are no jobs, you are the one making yourself unemployed.
Unemployable. Yeah.
If you can code, record yourself coding, code something, put it. I love social media. Put it on social media. I said I did coding. I spent 30 minutes today to code this thing. Show it. If
Wow.
you do that consistently for a month,
Something will come out.
from 0 view to 10
Yeah.
view to 50
Absolutely.
views to 100 views, then to one day someone will say, "How do you work?
Yes.
How do you charge? Well, I would like to learn about your work."
And you
Then
start
from
making
there you
money.
put a fee. Okay, if you want
Fantastic.
this, I can get this. You don't have to be you can't be an expert when you start, but once you
Absolutely.
start, you will learn.
Yes.
You can't learn everything by reading or attending webinar. No, you can't.
Yeah.
They are just simplified processes they give to you. The real
Right.
process is get into it, soak yourself into it. I
Yes.
said, cool. That's how I started. I just write every day. Whether it makes sense or not, I write.
Absolutely.
Whether
Yeah.
it's correct, grammatically correct or bad, or let it. I just put everything out. Then
Yeah.
from there, people were correcting me. No, this is not correct. It should have been written this way. I have someone that would, back then when I started, the person would write to me behind and say, change
Wow.
this, change this. A top person, I'll have to mention her name, Dr. Anino. That day she reached out to me
Wow.
and said, Chinedu, I read this, I love it, but I think you need to correct some things. And she started
Wow.
sending it to me, and I edited it. And I made a post and appreciated her that she corrected what I wrote.
Wow.
And
And you were
from
not
there,
ashamed of it.
why should I be ashamed? I didn't
Yes.
kill anybody, did I? So that's just it. That's what I would say to anyone. Just get any digital skills. You can go online, write available digital skills. Look at the one that you think you have. I don't want to choose for anybody. Just look
Yeah.
at it. Will I love this? Try it. If you don't like it, pick another one. You will find a particular that will align with you. Learn it. Don't just learn and wait for someone. Nobody is there to take your hands. That's one
Absolutely.
mistake. Somebody say,
Yeah.
come and mentor me. I don't have time. While I'm mentoring you, someone is giving me a task to do.
You
I will
just-
abandon you.
First,
So push
exactly.
yourself out and you see where you find yourself in the next 3 months. So that's what
Wow.
anyone listening to me, that's what I have to tell you.
Thank you, Chinedu, for that. So the words is learn digital skill, start with what you have, and just keep doing it. Just keep doing it consistently. Something will come up. And I have Jared Reid from Canada watching the program tonight. Jared is actually one of the nominees for my award last year. Jared, I would like you to connect with Chinedu and also Aderonke as well. These amazing people. Jared Reid is actually based in Canada. So I love this show and I love the practicality aspect of that. So it's about, as Chinedu said, you just have to start. Start with what you have. Don't wait until you have a laptop. Do you know what? Can I say, when I had my event in 2018, I only used Facebook, and I now had almost 300 people in the room, and they all came from US, from Canada, from South Africa. I had in the room about 10 different countries represented. The same thing in December last year when we had 153 people in the room. And it's social media. I just use social media. In fact, I only joined LinkedIn. I think after I came back from Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say is that you just have to start with what you have.
With what you have.
Somebody is looking for your skill. Somebody is there that is looking for you. So I don't know. Okay, what would you say? I know you were saying something before we had the please,
Yes.
please carry. We have 4 more minutes. Please carry over there. Okay.
Okay. Chinedu literally said everything, right? But I'll just add to what he said and say that, um, nobody likes anybody who is being spoon fed. Nobody really has time.
Yes.
So please remove the entitlement.
Yeah.
You're not entitled to anybody's time, resources, or any of those things. That's the
Yeah.
first thing. Secondly, you need to be able to volunteer if you have the energy for it. If
Yeah.
nothing comes your way immediately, please find something to do. There's no excuse for not having experience, right?
Yes.
Nobody wants someone who is redundant. Nobody wants someone who
Absolutely.
cannot take initiative. So those are the extra two things I'm going to add because Chinedu has said everything. I'll just share this. Recently, I did a recruitment and I was very excited. I was a recruiter, but I was very excited that the people that I was interviewing, they knew what they wanted. I was too
Awesome.
happy because
Awesome.
it just makes me proud that I was so proud to share them to the company and say, see, these guys, you have to collect them by force by fire
Wow.
because
Wow.
they knew what they wanted. They knew how to come into the interview room and share their experience, tell us um, okay, this is what I can offer, this is what I can put to the table, this is what I am bringing to the table, and even sometimes, and I'm not ashamed to say, even when the offer didn't look good for them, you know you could tell that they understood where where they are, where they're going, and where they ought to be. So there's
Yeah.
no sugarcoating it. So for young people coming out, please do a lot of research about
Yeah.
what you really really want. You have the opportunity for trial and error.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in making mistakes, but learn from those mistakes, and that's what I would say to young people just leaving the
Oh,
university.
thank you so much, Aderonke and Chinedu, for your time this hour. I really want to say thank you again because you have given lots of advices and tips to all our viewers. You've shared your story, and I know that so many people that are watching will resonate. And those stories resonate with those people. And I'm sure all the viewers who are watching, if you want to connect with Chinedu, you can check Chinedu on LinkedIn, and you on Instagram as well, Chinedu, right?
Yeah, I'm there, but the only place I'm not active there because I'm not the video or picture type. I'm not good
Yeah,
with camera. I don't like being in front of camera. So, so I just said connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'm cool. With LinkedIn.
fantastic. So you can connect with Chinedu and Aderonke on LinkedIn, and you can ask them any question you want to ask them. So thank you so much, our viewers. Thank you. I'm Philip Oladejo, the founder of the Global Authors Award and Business UK. And on the 31st of March, 2023, there will be networking in the UK and Whitechapel, London. So if you're in the UK, London, meet with us on the 31st of March 2023. So to my guest, Aderonke, thank you so much. Chinedu, thank you so much. I really appreciate. Do have a lovely, lovely time. Thank you, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
It's been nice. I hope to come
Thank you
back
so
one day
much.
again. When I
Absolutely.
become Elon Musk, I'll come back again.
Thank you so much. Awesome, 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 awesome. So we've come to the end of that interview tonight with my guest. Uh, we will be having a